people don't understand the concept of delegating, okay? We're completely misusing this term. Delegation, let me tell you something. Most people aren't delegating for their contractors or their staff. They're deciding. There's a big difference between delegating some work and deciding for someone what they should do. The problem is most people will hire either a VA or a contractor or an employee, and they'll say, great, okay, now I have someone else who can take this work off my shoulders. Finally, I'll get a break. And then the employee goes and they do the work and they come back to the boss and they say, how do you like this? And the boss gives feedback, and on the cycle goes. And you think, okay, well, eventually, the person will get trained and I won't have to do this anymore. Let alone if you have 2 or 3 or 4 employees, that you're starting to hire and manage, and all of a sudden everyone's coming to you, and now you're not actually doing your work, you're doing everyone else's work by deciding for them what they should be doing and what decisions they should make. And so you're spending all your day putting out fires and you're not actually getting anything done, which the whole point was to hire people to get more done for yourself. Now you're getting less done. It's messed up. What's going on here? Sorry to say this, you created that for yourself. You created that feedback loop for yourself. And it's because by deciding what should be done every time someone came to you with a fire, you encouraged that cycle to continue going. You encourage that feedback loop. When you tell someone what to do when there is a problem and you tell them how to fix it, or God forbid, you go in and you fix it yourself, that just creates a scenario where they don't want to make a mistake because you have the right answer, or they are worried that they'll make the wrong decision, so they wait for you to do it. That keeps you as the bottleneck. That keeps you as essentially the person who's doing it. It's like, if I have to cut up all your food for you and feed it to you, I might as well just do it. I'm doing all the work still. You have to learn how to delegate to your employees, to your team members, to your contractors, your VAs. Delegation means giving someone else the ownership of whatever the problem is or whatever the responsibility is, and allowing them to, after a training period, figure out what the best solution should be and own whatever the result is. Now, that doesn't mean that they're always going to get it right. And the reason why many entrepreneurs want to do just the deciding model for their employees is because they're worried that people will get it wrong. But if you are so worried about always getting things right that you don't let go of any of the responsibilities, really, you don't really delegate the responsibilities, then you'll never actually be able to grow and you'll bottleneck yourself, which is the main thing you're trying to avoid. So by delegating, you're saying, all right, listen, I'm going to train you and I'm going to give you a set of instructions. This is why you should have an SOP. In Profit Paradigm and our accelerator for agency owners, we take them through building their SOPs and their practices so that they can basically have a playbook for their employees to be able to implement without having to train them over and over and over again. But you need to have these for your employees, and once they're trained, they own that process. And in fact, if that process needs an update or it needs a refresh or it needs an addition to, they're the ones that add that. Okay, and so they own that process, and they then own the outcome. And when they own the outcome, that means that they're responsible for whether it goes right or wrong. And of course, you as the CEO are always ultimately responsible at the end of the day, but they have to be, they have to own how their effort or lack of effort impacts the company. And that's how you delegate, and there are levels of delegation, a higher level leadership position, employee is going to have much more responsibility with their delegation than someone who's less senior level, less leadership level is going to have. But everyone has responsibility, and delegating is giving that responsibility to them and letting them own that. Whereas deciding is having everyone come to you and saying, what should I do? And you saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. So that's the mindset that you want to have. So don't decide for people, really truly delegate. And everyone says delegate in the books and in the blog articles, but no one actually teaches you how to delegate. That's how you delegate. There are a lot of great books on delegation too. I would check out Traction Check out Traction by Gino Wickman, and check out Principles by Ray Dalio. Great books on organizational theory that will give you some really good frameworks. Also check out the new book by Mike Michalowicz, Clockwork by Mike Michalowicz. Great book on systems and SOPs. Again, going back to what I've been talking about all the time, which is building an asset, building something that you can actually sell with systems, but also in terms of like getting people to do the right jobs. You got to be focused on you, man. You know, you're the visionary, you're the creative, you're the person who's going to drive the business forward. You have to be free to do this stuff, but you have to be able to trust people to do their job or to make the right decision when you're not there. And to give them the values or to share the same values with them and have them be in line with the company values and mission, so that even when you're not looking over their shoulder, they're gonna make the right decision most of the time, which really comes down to hiring for character. You know, you can hire someone who has the skill, but if they don't have the character, it doesn't matter. So that's a whole nother discussion, but delegate, don't decide. That's my little piece of advice for today. We talk about this a lot when we do corporate retreats. So we've been hosting corporate retreats for select companies. You have to be doing at least 7 figures, and we have a criteria for who we want to work with. But we just did one a few weeks ago and absolutely killed. It's a unique combination of personal development, organizational psychology, and real like growth strategy. Really dope stuff. So if you want to have more info on that, you can email me, Daniel@alphamentorship.com. You can hit me up on the DMs at Daniel DiPiazza on Instagram. All of the stuff that I put out on YouTube, we also put pretty much for free in different forms on our website, alphamentorship.com. There are some really good opt-ins there, which is just email address, free opt-in, and I have like templates for how to grow agency stuff. I have some really in-depth articles there that will teach you about scalability. So really high-level strategic entrepreneurship stuff, and then also just my mindset stuff too. If you haven't listened to my podcast, I think you'd really enjoy that. So you can go on iTunes, Daniel DiPiazza Show. All this stuff is in the show notes as well, but check me out on all those different platforms. I think you're really going to enjoy the work that we've been doing. It's a really unique combination at Alpha Mentorship of deep personal development and real business growth. And you know, it's not for everybody, but for the people that really understand the idea of improve the leader, improve the business, it's for you. So thank you. It's for you. All right, much love. Hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon. Peace.